On the Westchester
it will
parkways.
affect safety and well-being of our residents.
But first, a double whammy for our most vulnerable. First, it was the feds, and now state funding for several local organizations that help the disabled is on the chopping block. Hello, I'm Scott McGee.
And I'm Janine Rose. These cuts could be devastating. A number of organizations that provide help for the profoundly disabled are wondering what's next for them under the proposed state budget. Layoffs and program cuts are all on the line. News 12's Michelle Brown is in the newsroom with more on just who the cuts would affect the most. Michelle.
Well, Janine, the cuts would impact some of the most vulnerable people in our area, the severely developmentally disabled, like those at the Richmond Community Center. Officials at that center we visited today are very frustrated and concerned. They're looking at a roughly $2.5 million cut in their state funding.
Come on, Glenn, what do you want to do?
At the Richmond Community Services group home in Yonkers, developmentally disabled residents are given loving one-on-one care by direct support professionals. But such personal attention could be in jeopardy if Governor Andrew Cuomo's amended budget proposal passes. It currently calls for a 6% cut in funding to nonprofit agencies like Richmond. Patso Lipovats runs the agency. She says 6%, or $2.5 million, means layoffs, but she's not sure how many.
If we have to cut our DSP staff further, it would mean that our residents would have to have even a longer wait time to receive basic services.
Governor Cuomo says agencies like Richmond have to learn to tighten their belts and still get the job done.
So yes, these are tough economic times. Yes, we've had to trim the budget. But I don't accept the point that just because you're spending less, you can't do the job that you need to do.
This multi-purpose room was recently refurbished for roughly $200,000, and all of that money was privately donated. Officials here are looking to bring in even more equipment like these gait trainers and specially designed pinball machines to enhance the quality of life for residents. But if the state slashes funding, none of that will be possible.
Lipovats says there is simply nothing left to cut.
We are functioning at cost, basically. We're making minimal profits, which any nonprofit organization must make in order to survive. So we are really not the place where there needs to be a cut.
And there is some good news coming out of Albany at this hour. State Senator Greg Ball tells us he is cautiously optimistic a bipartisan agreement will be reached to restore funding to nonprofits like Richmond Community Services. We will, of course, keep you posted and let you know what happens. Janine?
Certainly a troubling development there, Michelle. Good to hear that they may work all this out in the end. Thank you very much. Well.